to play the ball with one touch only. This is a specific exercise for the combination in a narrow space. 2 attackers against 2 defenders. 4 players, 2 attackers and 2 defenders are arranged inside a square marked by small cones. One of the attackers receives the ball from the coach and, through a combination with his teammate, gets himself in a position to shoot at goal. Before receiving the ball from the coach, the attacker must carry out a dummy movement and then a counter movement so that he can receive the ball without any risks of interception by the defender. Once he has received the ball, the attacker can turn with the ball if the defender is not near, or he can pass the ball to his teammate, who will then return the ball to him behind the defenders. Theme play, small-sided game to improve the final touch through a combination. A small-sided game is played between attackers and defenders in a small area and with the following rules. The attackers can shoot only after a give-and-go combination between 2 players. Or, as an alternative, after a cross pass or an unmarking pass carried out after a give-and-go combination between 2 teammates. The defenders score a point when a penetrating defender receives a one-touch wall pass and manages to take the ball beyond the goal line. Small-sided games with similar aims and rules for both defenders and attackers can be played using regulation-size goals in a small area. The size of the field varies according to both the number of players and the objectives of the coach. Exercises for overlapping. Overlapping is extremely useful when in the attack the team wants to create superiority in numbers on the wings. Overlapping enables the team to deliver a cross pass after a bypassing move, and this can take by surprise opposing teams who are focused on a strong defense near the penalty area. Therefore, it is important for a team to be familiar with this tactical movement and use it to its own advantage. Handball with overlapping. This exercise is carried out with the hands, therefore it can be used as a warm-up exercise too. The team with the ball scores a point whenever one of its players, after passing the ball to a second player, as we can see here, overlaps and receives a return pass from a third player who had received the ball from the second one. This slow-motion view shows a good performance. Here we can see another well-performed overlap. Here, one more point is scored. This is a good performance. Exercise to improve the timing of the side player's move forward and cross pass after the overlap. What has been practiced in the handball game is now applied to soccer. The attack and midfield are arranged, in this case, 2 forwards and 4 midfielders. The 6 players are supported by 2 side defenders who must overlap. When the exercise starts, the 4 midfielders circulate the ball. When the coach gives the signal, the ball is passed to the side midfielder who moves to the center to receive the ball, thus vacating space for the overlapping penetration of the side defender who, after receiving the ball on the run from the central midfielder, cross passes. The coach should assess the smoothness of the play, the movements of the players who receive the ball, as well as their timing in breaking free from marking. Theme play, small-sided game to improve overlapping. The two teams can score a goal only after a cross pass made after an overlap on the side. The two teams have the same number of players, but they are allowed to play with superiority in numbers when they are in the offensive phase. One of the side midfielders of the team without the ball is not allowed to cross a certain line in the defense phase. Here, player 10 in yellow cannot cross the highlighted line. On the other team, in the defense phase, side midfielder 10 in red cannot cross the line, indicated by the red arrow. In this way, a situation of superiority in numbers, 2 versus 1, is created on the wings for the team with the ball. This exercise can be done with a varying number of players. However, in order to arrange the team in 3 sections, it is advisable to carry it out with at least 8 players per team. Exercises for deep cuts. Exercise to improve the timing between the attacking midfielder and the player cutting in. This first exercise is extremely important to improve the timing between the player who makes the pass and the player who sprints to receive the deep pass. The coach passes the ball to the forward, who comes towards it, thus vacating space for his teammate, who must choose the right time to make a deep run. The midfielder, who receives the back pass from the forward, then passes the ball to his teammate, who is cutting in deep. This pass must be accurate and well timed. The player who is making a deep cut should not have to slow down to wait for the ball, nor should the ball be too far downfield, making it impossible for him to reach. The forward who is making a deep cut can free himself from marking either by a diagonal movement toward the center or by an arc-shaped movement toward the side. The initial emphasis in this exercise should be to assess the timing, the quality of the unmarking movement, and the accuracy of the pass, disregarding the possible offside position of the attacker when he receives the ball. As the ability of the players improves, the player who cuts in will be required to also pay attention not to sprint forward too early in order to avoid being in an offside position. Theme play, small-sided game to improve cuts. 2 teams play in a smaller size area. The team in the yellow shirts must dribble the ball beyond the goal line and cannot be tackled in the defensive zone whose boundary is marked. The team in white, after stealing the ball, they cannot steal it in the attack zone, must shoot at goal within 7 seconds. The time deadline forces the team in white to quickly counterattack, with some players sprinting forward to receive the pass. Exercises for wall passes. The following are some useful exercises to improve wall passes. Exercise to improve the timing between the penetrating player and the player making the wall pass. In this exercise, the attack and the midfield are arranged in one half of the field according to the pattern of play the team uses for matches. In our case, we have 4 midfielders and 2 forwards who circulate the ball. When the coach gives the signal, they can shoot at goal after a wall pass from a forward to a penetrating midfielder or from a forward to the other forward. Besides the timing of the movements, the coach should assess the effectiveness of the unmarking movement of the player who sprints to receive the ball, as well as the technical performance of the wall pass, which should enable the penetrating player to shoot at goal without interrupting his run. Then a small-sided game can be played to improve the wall pass in the final touch phase. The players are divided into 2 teams, and they can shoot at goal only after a wall pass. Exercise for dribbling past an opponent. Besides being a spectacular and appreciated technical movement, dribbling past an opponent enables the player to create superiority in numbers in the attack zone, like the other final touch techniques we have examined: overlaps, cut-ins, and wall passes. Exercise to improve dribbling after receiving the ball. The midfield and the attack are arranged in one half of the field according to a 4-2 pattern. They play against 4 defenders plus a goalkeeper. The 2 central midfielders act as playmakers. They choose whether to pass the ball to the side midfielder farther ahead or to the forwards who are man-marked. The central or side attackers can either make a back pass with one touch to one of the central midfielders, or they can control the ball and try to dribble past their marker to shoot at goal. The coach should be able to assess and point out to the players the correct unmarking movement. Once they have received the ball, the players should be able to defend the ball from the opponent and to turn with the ball if they receive it with the goal at their back. It is useful to change the positions of the players who practice this dribbling exercise. As this exercise is based on direct dribbling and tackling, the 4 defenders cannot help each other. Each of them must only tackle his direct attacker. The exercises shown in this video are of course not meant to be absolute directions. They are only some of the countless tactical considerations that can be made on the patterns of play in soccer. According to his own knowledge and experience, each coach will get from them ideas for further solutions and developments to be put into practice, always keeping in mind their application and feasibility according to the quality of the players he has to coach. The companion book by Massimo Lucchesi, Coaching the 3412 and 4231, is available on our website, www.reedswain.com.